We're joined now by Atlanta Mayor Kasim Reed. You made it through the snow to get to our Weather Channel headquarters.
Nice to see you. Thank you.
Absolutely.
I'm so glad he's here.
You could have done it with 70 degrees, sir. It would have been very nice.
I heard you have an excellent work ethic.
Yeah, thank you. Well, we are working all day and all night. Let's start first with, you know, a lot of people remember 2011. A lot of people remember that ice storm. I know you do.
Yeah, 4 pieces of equipment or something.
Yeah, what's the difference today versus then?
We've got 30 spreaders. We've got 40 snow plows. We actually have been practicing using the equipment, and as you saw this morning, we had vehicles out preparing our roads,
I saw it
our
at 8
bridges, our
yep.
arterials in advance. And so right now I'm just focused on getting the 1.1 million people who are in the city during the day out. We always have tough traffic, and certainly the snow has made it tougher, but once we get folks off the roads, I think that people will see a noticeable difference in how fast we're able to get the city working again.
Mayor, we're taking a live shot right now of the transportation issues that we're having that you were just talking about, and you were saying the problem today was the fact that everybody got on the roads at the same time, basically.
Yeah, the one do-over that I would like, Kelly, would have been for us to stagger the departures of the private businesses, schools, and of course government. Basically, we all let our employees out at the exact same time, so we contributed to the heavy traffic. So one of the takeaways that I will have is that we need to stagger departures during tough weather events.
And for a city like Atlanta, that you don't have to deal with this every winter, you don't have to deal with it every couple of winters. So how do you begin to organize everyone in that once every few years to teach them how to step by step initiate this staggering onto the road surface policies? How are you going to do that?
Well, you know, I think we just have to change, Sam. And folks don't have any tolerance for excuses. So we're better this time than we were before. We have been rehearsing, installing our equipment, getting our vehicles out. This time we have 700,000 tons of sand in the city limits. The last time we were trucking it in.
Yeah.
So the state is really taking the responsibility for the highways, and then we're using our police department to try to clear accidents faster, for example. And I just think that despite the fact that you don't frequently have snow in the South, people just don't want any excuses. So we spent more than $2.5 million on equipment that we probably use once every year, once every 2 years.
Yep.
But that's what people expect. And all we're going to do is get better at this snow business.
What do you want folks to know about tomorrow in Atlanta and overnight tonight? What do you want them?
Sam, we need folks to stay home. Give us some time to get out there, to work with the Georgia DOT, to identify the roads, and let our folks go to work. So we have people running in 12-hour shifts, 24 hours a day. We have the Joint Operations Center stood up. We've got 30 spreaders, 40 snowplows, and we're expanding that through private contractors. But we've got to have room to work. And the safest place is for people to be at home while we get the streets ready for them.
And talk about emergency situations, because I know 911 was flooded today. Everybody was calling for simple little fender benders that only involved 1 or 2 cars, but for a while there, the police were saying, hey, please, only injury accidents, call us. Well,
Kelly, as you all know, we prioritize our responses. So when you all started briefing us about the nature of this weather event, we started on bridges, on exits in front of police stations, fire stations, schools, and hospitals. So folks need to understand that we de-ice roads on a priority basis. So you might be looking outside of your door saying, why haven't they gotten there yet? It's because we're clearing the way in front of Grady Hospital. It's because we're clearing the street in front of a police station so that police can get out. So that's really what we were focused on early. We've now moved into the main arterials phase. So we've passed phase 1, we're now in phase 2.
If I'm sitting at home and I feel like I need to reach out and reach you or tell somebody what needs to be fixed or taken care of, what's the best way for someone to reach and get some assistance or get heard?
On Twitter at Kasim Reed is a way to make recommendations or suggestions. If you are in harm's way or in danger, I still want folks to call 911. But please don't use 911 unless it's really an emergency, because we've got to keep that open. But I've been following my Twitter feed, and we have the Joint Operations Center stood up. We have more than 1,000 video cameras So we have eyes on the streets in the city of Atlanta, and we can see the roads real time from the Joint Operations Center that we've stood up.
All right, so if folks are sitting in traffic, you got loved ones sitting in traffic, they should know that they're not alone. You
That's
guys
right.
have got eyeballs on
We
them.
do
and they
have
know that
eyes
they're-
on them. They should know that.
right.
And a website too that people can check. Obviously Twitter's there, but
Yeah, the City of Atlanta's website. Very
Okay.
easy to find.
All right, I appreciate you so much taking
No,
your
welcome.
time to come in, Mr.
No,
Mayor. And
this
you know
is
what?
important.
I'd like to do this again
Y'all
on a
watch
day
a lot
when
of
the
Weather
trees,
Channel.
when the trees are in bloom on a nice day. Let's do that again.
No.
All right, thank
Welcome.
you, sir. Thank you.
Mayor, thanks for getting here safely and get home safely too.
Thank you,
okay?
Kelly.